Firehose is an extremely scalable way of sending data from your AWS account to Coralogix. The beauty of it, of course, is that the Firehose side will connect with almost all of your AWS services, and there is an automatic setting in Amazon itself for Coralogix receivers. So you can automatically set Coralogix as a destination with very, very little configuration necessary. So I'm on the Amazon Data Firehose page here, which I've arrived at by the services. I'm going to create a Firehose stream. So really, really simple. I'm going to choose a source, which I'm going to put as direct put. And that's going to mean that lots of other services can push into it, essentially. Now, the destination, you'll notice here, if I go down, I've got Coralogix right there. So there's lots and lots of destinations, by the way, for you to choose from, but the easiest way by far is Coralogix. It'll automatically generate you a name. You can call it whatever you want. I'm quite happy with that. And then you have a bunch of options around transforming data using AWS Lambda. Again, up to you. I'm going to skip it this time. We'll just do a simple setup. So for the HTTP endpoint URL, you have to know what your region is. It's really easy to pick your region because look at the URL structure, essentially. So you can see here, for example, that my team ends in .com. So I'm in Coralogix Ireland. There could be US, US2, Singapore, India, Stockholm. So I'll pick Ireland. Next, I need the private key. So how do I get the private key? I open up my dashboard and I go to data flow and then API keys. And I can see here that I have a series of keys. Now I've already made the key. If I need to, I can make a new one. I have my Firehose key, so I'm going to copy that value. Head back to Firehose and paste the value in there. You can also show the private key if you want. Wouldn't recommend it. Then a retry duration. This is up to you to configure. It depends on how often you wish to reattempt to send data to Coralogix. If you have a massive volume of data, I would consider a longer retry duration. But it's just something to be careful about, something that you really need to understand. I'll leave it at the default of 30 seconds because this is very specific to what your needs are. Next, you need to configure a backup bucket. So this is essentially persistent storage for either when your data fails and some sort of error occurs. For example, you have a faulty security group VPC configuration, or your Lambda is throwing errors when it tries to perform transformations. You can see here that we can set up a backup bucket. So if I go here, I click Browse. I'm just going to look, because I've made one already, Firehose Archive Bucket CC. Nice and easy. This is just a standard S3 bucket. I've done nothing else to it. I just created it. You don't have to do anything particularly sophisticated with it. So now we have the region, the API key, the name. Remember that source and destination is already configured. And I can create my Firehose stream. What this is going to do is essentially create an adapter from AWS to Coralogix. And what that's going to do for you is now you have a piece of middleware that you can connect lots of other services to. And as part of this course, we're going to look at a few different options so that you can get a feel for how to connect your services to Firehose. And now you know how to connect Firehose to Coralogix. It makes the integration much, much easier.